Hey guys, this is Josh Velasquez, educator with Baxter of California. Today we're going to be doing a skin fade on the sides. The top is going to be short and textured. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. First, what we're going to do is use our grooming cream, add it to the top. What the cream gives me is some type of light hold. Grab my comb with the wide teeth, comb this to the front. The best way to find where to part his hair is the curvature of his head. This point right here. When I create my skin fade, I'm gonna create my guy line and I'm gonna drop it slightly in the back to preserve a lot of this length. I'm gonna add a couple clips just to keep the top separated from the bottom. Perfect. I think I'm ready to cut. Since we're going with a skin tight fade, this is a lot of hair. If I would grab my trimmers and shave underneath that, look at all of that hair that's gonna overlap. So what I wanna do is cut a lot of that hair off. I'm gonna start with my number 2 guard open. What I just did was debulked hair. I took a lot of that long length that I didn't need off, but I kept my guide pretty clean. So you see the arch here, I went slightly above it. What that's gonna do is give me that squared shape. I want that square shape with this haircut. Now I'm gonna start my guides for fading. This is my trimmer. I'm going really tight on him. These guides should all be as clean as possible. Now next, I'm gonna grab my next clipper with the number 1 guard. I'm gonna take it up about an inch from the first guide. Now I'm gonna start blending. I'm gonna buff this line out all around with my half guard. Now you're gonna see a line of demarcation right here. I'm gonna go back with my clipper. There's no guard on it. I'm gonna start fading that ever so slightly, just like with the corner of my machine. It's gonna give you a really smooth graduation. Now I'm gonna put my number 1 guard open once again. I'm gonna take it up about a ½ inch. Now I'm gonna close it ever so slightly. I'm gonna add my half guard and I'm gonna hit it close, which is the tightest, and just kind of like refine a lot of that. Next step is gonna be our 1½ guard, and I'm gonna place it open, which is longer length. Just gonna refine and clean this line of demarcation right here. I'm just gonna soften that ever so slightly. I'm gonna grab my clipper over comb technique. And the reason why I got a white comb is because of his color contrast of his hair. I get to see exactly what I'm about to scoop into my comb. Great technique. I've seen so many people do clipper over comb with their wrist, moving the wrist like that. It's kind of like the wrong way on doing it. Hold it like if you're holding a pencil. It comes naturally, right? Like pretend like you're writing on his head. So slightly over directing that hair. I'm just taking the very, very ends of his hair off. I'm going horizontal and I'm dropping it kind of like on a diagonal, going with his guide. Some more grooming cream. I'm gonna add about that much. Massage it into his hair. This is gonna give me a very, very light hold. Comb everything down. I'm gonna do a front profile section. That's gonna be my guide. Just gonna add 2 clips to separate the hair that I don't wanna cut right now. I'm gonna start from the back crown area, doing vertical sections. I'm gonna go horizontal sections at 90 degrees. I'm gonna do diagonal sections, but point cutting them. The reason for that is gonna give me a really choppy haircut. So I'm gonna start with open, no guard. You wanna blend that with his fade. Now you're gonna close it and just kinda like get that in there, softening that. Look, how about this? Just with our grooming cream, look at all the texture that pops from his hair. We have amazing shape to his head, tight, nice graduation into his hair. All right, James, so what pomade do you usually use? Hard cream, right?
Hard cream.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're gonna change it up today. I'm gonna use my favorite pomade from Baxter of California, and is our #1 seller, which is the clay pomade, which is a firm hold with a matte finish. Now, it's pretty intimidating for a lot of guys because it's a little harder to take out of the jar, but I'm gonna show you something. You could grab your blow dryer, heat it up, it softens the clay. Okay. Or you could just go in there and dig it out. A little goes such a long way. Now what I do is I emulsify this super well. I place it on my palm, and then I get it to the point that it looks like it's all gone from my hands, just like that. Yep. I'm gonna start from the crown area because most men, what they do, they go, and then there's a bunch of product up front, and throughout the day, their hair collapses because there's no hold in their hair. So I'm gonna start from the back, getting that product in there. And again, as desired, but be very careful with this clay because a little goes such a long way. All right, so James, I think you're pretty much done. This looks amazing. So to recap, what I did was I went super tight on your hair, did a skin fade on the sides, left some hair around your parietal ridge to give you that length so I can marry the top to the sides. I did vertical sections from the back crown going slightly higher to the front to give you that super cool shape that you have here. And lastly, as a styling product, I used our Baxter of California clay pomade to give you that amazing matte finish style with a bunch of texture. Well, I'm pretty much done. My name is Josh Velasquez, educator with Baxter of California. Thank you so much.